Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why the narcissist wanted to trap you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when you entered the narcissistic relationship, you entered it most likely trying to be a friend, or maybe looking for romance, or create a family, or go into business, or join a community of hobbies or recreation. But what you did is you were just being yourself. Now, lo and behold, there was an individual or individuals in these relationships that you were beginning to develop that did not have your best interest at heart. And this person and or people, they are the toxic narcissistic individual. This person, when they saw you, they looked at you as an opportunity. They looked at you as somebody that they could take advantage of. Usually these individuals will wear a mask to manipulate you. They will get really close to you. They will learn about your past, your present, your future, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. They will figure out everything that makes you tick. And because you did not know what narcissism was, because you weren't taught this in school, you did not have the wisdom or the education or the experience, you didn't know what you were up against. The person you were up against was a behemoth. They were a person who was trying to take advantage of you. And they knew very early on, from the minute they met you, they knew that if they could get close to you and figure out exactly what makes you work and how you are and your mannerisms and your level of empathy and your financial resources and maybe the individuals in your life that let you down, if they learned all these things about you and your health concerns also, and finances, if I didn't say that. When they learned these things, then they said, okay, I can extract A, B, and C. I can't get X, Y, and Z for maybe a couple years, but eventually I'll get that. But I'll start off with A, B, and C. And what I will do is I will smother this individual, which at one point was you. I'll smother them with fake adoration, fake affection, fake humanity, fake caring, fake being there. And I'll get this person to perhaps fall in love with me if it's a romantic interest, or if it's a friendship, to get close and have them introduce me to their friend groups, things like that. But when they did this, you were believing that this individual, who turned out to be the narcissist, was a genuine, authentic individual, a person that actually did have your best interest at heart. We now know that nothing could have been further from the truth. The narcissist is a taker, and what they want to do is take, and take. And when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more, because they believe what is yours is theirs, and what is theirs is theirs. And one of the key instrumental things that the narcissist likes, aside of your misery, your pain, your discomfort, and keeping you trapped in the narcissistic fog, but one of the things they like is money. Remember, the narcissist likes money, but they like your money more than just money. That's exactly what they believe. But the narcissist wanted to trap you, so they wanted to get you and place you in a place where I call it the narcissistic fog, or the devaluation stage, whatever you want to call it. After the euphoric / love bomb stage, which is the inception of this relationship, that's when everything is going swimmingly. That's when everything's puppies and rainbows, unicorns and butterflies, and the narcissist is perhaps bombarding you with texts, emojis, telling you how much they miss you and they want to be with you, and you're the love of their life, and you're the yin to their yang, and you complete them, and where have you been my whole life, and all these things. They smother you with this fake adoration. And when they do that, you are really, sincerely, because you don't have the wisdom, you're believing that this person is almost too good to be true, because they are. But what happens is, because you're so deep caught up in the relationship, there's no turning back now, because you most likely have never been showered with such adoration or fake love and fake kindness, because perhaps your upbringing wasn't the best, or maybe the past romantic relationships or relationships you were a part of, maybe they weren't the most stable. But this relationship, the toxic narcissistic relationship, is about to attempt to take you down for the count, and it's something you weren't prepared for. So having said all these things, after the euphoric stage / love bomb stage, that's when you begin to slowly become devalued, because it's at this point in time when the narcissist knows they have you. And this is when they know they have you trapped. And here are some very important ways the narcissist knows they trapped you. Number one would be if you married them. Number two, if you professed that you loved them. Number three, if you had children with them. Number four, if you gave them access to your financial resources, which means you loaned them money or bought them a house, or they became reliant upon your financial resources. Another reason would be, and a huge one, is if you relocated. Let's say that you lived in town A, you met the narcissist, you fell in love, and you moved all the way halfway around the world to where they are familiar with. Well, now you're isolated, and you're in a strange part of the world or country or wherever you are, and your support system is zero now, because now you're reliant upon the one person that you believe loves you, and that's the one person that will try to decimate you. That is why so frequently when people relocate halfway around the world or to a different city, town, country, and they relocate with a narcissist, and they don't know it's a narcissist, of course. When they do that, many times the narcissist will say, hey, just help me get through med school. You help me pay my way through med school, I'll become the doctor, and then I will put you through med school. And what happens there is, maybe you had money, maybe you have money. Then you said, you know what, that sounds great. I'm a student too, and I'll put you through med school first. I'll stay home with the kids, or I'll take care of the house, the day-to-day activities, and you get your degree first, or a law degree, whatever it is, or just plain old degree, no disrespect, but degree. So you put them in front of yourself, you put them high in the pedestal, and you believe that they are going to reciprocate once they get their degree or they graduate. Well, what happens many times is they graduate, they think they're holier than thou or higher than you are, and they have a degree and you don't, and it's your turn to get graduate or go to school, and they pull the rug out from underneath you. But now you're isolated, and now you don't have a support system. Your money's been spent on them getting their degree, and now you don't have any money for yourself. And now the narcissist is making a boatload of money, or about to, and you're trapped, and you have nothing to look forward to, and you can't figure out what happened. How did this take place? I'll tell you exactly how it took place. It took place because you were with a toxic narcissistic individual who is a self-serving person and who promised you A, B, and C, and they did X, Y, and Z. And once they got their degree or graduated, became a doctor, whatever it was, that's when the mask slipped. And they said, yep, I got you. You paid my way for this period of time, and now you're in a mountain of credit card debt, or you don't have any money, and now I will just ice you, or I will discard you, or I'll certainly devalue you, and I'll begin to make a lot of money, and I will withhold finances from you. This is what they do. These are examples that individuals experience. That is only one. Another example would be you married the narcissist, and before you married them, everything was going great because the narcissist was getting supply from the year, perhaps, of arranging the wedding ceremony and inviting certain individuals to the ceremony and not inviting other individuals, if you get my point. The guests have left, the ceremony has taken place, the wedding rings are on the fingers, and it's the next day, and what happens? Well, the narcissist now knows that they have you trapped. They now know you're not going anywhere because you do love them, or you did love them. And keep in mind, the narcissist can't love you. They don't love anybody. They're incapable of love, and they have no empathy. But they now have you placed in that web of manipulation under the guise of a marriage. And you go through that marriage perhaps for a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5, maybe a decade, maybe 30 years plus. But each and every day you're in that relationship, your wedding vows meant one thing to you, but they meant something completely different to the narcissist. The narcissist saw this as an opportunity for them to get supply, to look good to the general public, and to keep the appearance or the facade of the mask alive to the outside world. Whereas behind closed doors, you're experiencing all the toxicity, the rage fits, things being thrown at you, verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, the silent treatment. You're being ghosted, you're being blame shifted, you're being gaslit. You cannot even breathe in your own household because you're walking around on eggshells and your head is spinning and you are reeling because you can't figure out what just happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. You married somebody who was a toxic narcissistic individual, or certainly a toxic individual. They knew that they had you trapped now because of the wedding ring, and there's a lot of pressure on you from all the guests in the outside world, because who in their right mind would divorce somebody when the next day after the wedding had taken place, that the narcissist mask slipped off and they begin to devalue you? Nobody would divorce somebody the day after they got married, and the narcissist knows this. That's why they string you out. They draw you along, and they slowly devalue you. It's like a slow drip. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Each and every day you're getting drained. Each and every day your health is taking a hit. Each and every day you're doing more and more for the narcissist. Each and every day you're being devalued. Each and every day your finances are become depleted. Each and every day wedges and wedges are being driven between you and virtually anyone that means anything to you, which includes your immediate family members, friends, colleagues, coworkers, neighbors, people in communities or hobbies or organizations you are and or were a part of. The narcissist knows what they're doing. And what they're trying to do, again, is exchange your positive energy with their negative energy. Because in each and every narcissistic relationship, there is an energetic exchange. And one energetic field is a low vibrational state, and that's the narcissist. And the high vibrational state is yours. They saw your beautiful bright light, perhaps even when you couldn't see it within yourself. And they looked at you as an opportunity, and they got really close to you, and then they trapped you. Again, like I said, emotionally, financially, spiritually, intellectually, through kids, through marriages. They trapped you. If they relocated you halfway around the globe, when you were trapped, you became an extension of them. You lost your sense of self because every day you were being hammered. Every day you were being peppered. You could never just be. All of your individuality was taken from you once the narcissist knew that they had you. And bear in mind also, the narcissist knows when to lay on the gas, and they know when to lay on the gas even more than usual. And they also know that most of the work that they will be doing is in the inception of these relationships, the beginning, the love bomb, the euphoric stage. This is when they really have a target. They really want to go after that person. They want to assimilate with them. They want to be like them. And then eventually they want to get them trapped in that relationship. And then they withdraw slowly. And then they pull back slowly. And then they keep you in the spin cycle of emotions, the push-pull, the high-low, the roller coaster of toxicity. They keep you in the deep end of the ocean, the blackness, the pitch darkness, where you don't see light at the end of the tunnel. You can't see a lighthouse on the beach. All you see is yourself working for the relationship and this other individual trying to tear you down or belittle you or triangulate you or invalidate you or not be there for you. And this goes on and on and on. And you think it's only you that is experiencing this toxic behavior. It's not until you find a needle in a haystack or you find that one light bulb moment, boom, 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 because somebody says, hey, I don't think that your partner is actually who you think they are. You may want to look at this. Or perhaps you Google something like spouse won't talk to me, or you type in YouTube something and a video pops up. And then you get all these light bulb moments and you're like, oh my gosh, it's not just me, there's a community and there are hundreds of millions of us. Yes, and yes, it's true. This is when you first become awakened and aware. And this is when it's a very difficult pill to swallow, that the individual that you married or are with or were with actually doesn't have your best interest at heart. They never have and they never did. They looked at you as a person they could trap. And while they kept you trapped and they were slowly feeding off of you, just like a spider feeds off a fly in a web, they were getting your replacement and other sources of supply, other fuel sources, if you will. They had you centered in that web of manipulation. They crawled into you and they began to extract resources from you, using the spider and the fly analogy, and then actually kept you stuck. And you were existing, you weren't living. And they knew on the exterior what would happen is your vital sources of life will become depleted and eventually diminished, and they would have to cast you aside and get a new victim, a new person, if you will, in that spider web, in that place where you were at one point, and then they bleed that person dry, and the cycle goes on and on and on. This is exactly how the narcissist thrives. This is exactly how they have no feelings or emotions about discarding individuals or the past relationships. This is why they can't be accountable. There's no introspection. There's no responsibility on the narcissist side. All there is, yeah, you got what was coming to you, and that's your problem, not mine. They are careless, they're hollow, they're shallow, they are emotionless, they're empty vessels, and they know it. What they also know is that the new supply or supplies, again, most likely will be an unsuspecting individual just like you were, or perhaps they will become a recycled individual from a former relationship while you were in the relationship with them or before you even met them. And this individual, A, could be a toxic person themselves, B, could be stuck in the trauma bond, or D, they may be pining for the narcissist because they didn't figure out what's going on. They didn't get that light bulb moment. There are so many reasons why people go back to the narcissist. But on my channel, I strongly suggest, once you've identified somebody as a toxic individual, perhaps even a narcissist, the path is to go no contact, block them, delete them, remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them. Live your best life, if not now, when? Going back to a toxic relationship for 1 minute longer than you need to, once you've identified that that individual is a toxic individual and that they can't change and they just keep on promising you the sun and the moon and they give you nothing but emptiness and toxicity, well, that's 1 minute too long. You now need to understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And if you've risen through the ashes like a phoenix and you've conquered the narcissistic abusive cycle, drop comments below, pay it forward. Share with the community your experiences and your insight, because remember, at one point, this was you. You were a new person entering the relationship with the narcissist. They knew what they were about to do to you, which was get you trapped. You did not have any idea. You were a beautiful, bright, shining light, shining too bright that it caught the eye of the narcissist, and they wanted to take you down in the low vibrational state, the quagmire where they exist, and they wanted to steal your energy and have it catapult them onto another new source of supply. That's how the cycle goes on and on and on. The only way you remove yourself from the cycle is either you get discarded, and if you did, my heart goes out to you, or you're strong enough to remove yourself. But once you're out, you need to stay out. You can't take the bait any longer. You can't take the victimness of the narcissist. You can't take any hoovers, accept any hoovers. You need to understand that you've been to a place where not many people escape from. And now that you have escaped, and you've escaped the trap of the narcissistic abusive cycle and relationship, you need to really have boundaries. You need to not be a people pleaser, not be a yes person. You need to say no, the strongest word in the English language. And above all, you need to know your value and your worth, because these are all things the narcissist banked on. They didn't want you to know your value. They didn't want you to know your worth. They wanted to keep you as an energy source way down low in that low vibrational state only for themselves. They didn't want you to have family members or friends or acquaintances or other relationships. Every single time you would try to develop a relationship or join a new hobby group or make new friends or try something new, the narcissist would squash it. They would say, no, why would you do that? No one does that. What are you thinking about? That's so embarrassing. You're such a loser. Are you kidding me? They would say things like that. Why? To devalue you and to have you not advance in life. This is where the narcissist wanted to keep you. They wanted to keep you where? That's right. They wanted to keep you trapped and to have you as a source of supply, caught up in that spider web, if you will, for as long as possible. That's how they do it with these individuals. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, morning, or evening, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I loved doing it. There was a bunch of squirrels in the background. They are saying hi to you all. And no matter where you are on the planet, remember, you're not alone. I love you all. Really get the message here. The narcissist wanted to keep you trapped. They did not want you to escape. They did not want you to ever discover or understand who they are and what they are doing. Now that you're getting the wisdom, you need to apply the tools. If not now, when? God bless you guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye.